I think everybody should be in agreement that night one was probably better than night two.
I'd have to agree with you.
Hold up. For those of you who don't see Scoot, he'll be here somewhere. I know you're used to seeing him say some shit first, but it's okay.
It's all right.
We got it.
that news will get here.
Yeah. I don't know if he has any news, but he damn sure has some shit to say about WrestleMania, though.
Oh, he had some comments, some questions, some concerns.
I think first and foremost, I need to say justice for Bayley, because
Jesus, what? I dug it, but at the same time, I'm like, you're doing this to Bayley, you know? Like, give her a match. I don't know. Give her a pre-show match. Like, shit.
I mean, I probably would have complained still if it was a pre-show match.
If it was a pre-show match, yeah.
At the same time, I would be like, you know what? At least she was on the show, but she wasn't. And I still stand firm on my Bayley. On Bayley should be the tag team champions. Just on her lonesome.
Just by herself.
Just by herself. Just because it would make for a good story. And it would have been way better because, of course, I didn't get Riot Squad, but we'll jump into that because
it'll be okay, man. Riot Squad, they'll get.
I know,
theirs.
man. I hope to God that they do, because it's just it's ridiculous.
Looking a little dark, man. Yeah, it's a little sad.
Because if y'all were gonna pull the trigger on taking the titles off of Shayna and Nia, like, what was the point of both having night one and night two tag team implications matches? So
right.
I don't fucking know.
Like, you definitely don't have a night one, night two part like that and leave these challengers like full stop at their momentum. You know what I mean?
Yeah, ironically,
especially with Natty and Tamina, like I was just about to be like, all right, I'm sold. Like, they finally get their belts. They finally get some kind of a belt. They get propelled into relevancy. They get their 15 minutes of fame, and Vince just said, "Stupid youngster," and then said, "Nah."
Yeah, we'll
sorry to spoil night two, but
I mean, it's okay. I mean, if you haven't watched WrestleMania yet, do yourself a favor and go watch selective matches on night one and night two, or just use this recap review as a
plug the show.
Yeah, exactly. As a directive to basically say, hey, this is a match you can skip, and these are the matches that you should watch. But but with that, and just for the record, I'm not going through any pre-show matches because there's no point if there were any, because I didn't watch the pre-show, so I don't give a shit. But I first and foremost,
did not. I just did not.
It's okay. I don't blame you. But first match for night one was WWE Championship match between Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre. Scoot was happy about this.
Yes.
The whole time, because he was rooting for Bobby Lashley to win. I believe I said I was going for Drew to win, and then Bobby would probably win on some fuck shit. But if I remember correctly, if I did say Drew, then I was wrong. So there we go.
I'm pretty sure I wanted Drew. So,
but he didn't tap, and he didn't really get pinned. He just kind of passed out. So I guess that's him.
Why I didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, I guess it's him looking somewhat strong, but
I like that they're using that for like the I didn't lose, or I didn't get pinned and I didn't tap, so technically I didn't lose. Like, they're using that as a way to weasel out of a lot of some questionable finishes, I guess.
But if you use like MMA logic, even if you pass out, that shit's a loss. It definitely goes against your ranking and your record. So.
See, I'm glad that you brought that up, so the rest of us are like not crazy. Like, that's still in hell, bud.
It is. Whether you think you look strong or not, you definitely are on the worst end of it. And the thing about it is none of that even states that, hey, okay, just because I didn't tap out or get pinned, I'm still in the running for the championship, which means I still am closer to getting
I'm
it.
entitled to a rematch. It's like, nah, bro, you
Yeah,
still
it
took a
does not mean
loss.
that at all. Because you got overpowered.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this match was pretty much straightforward. There wasn't any shenanigans. I guess I'm assuming at this point that Vince is really headstrong for this whole no more hurt business thing because there was no evolution.
That was sad.
Yeah. It sucks because I think that was probably one of the better stables on Raw as of late. And there was really no reason for them to break them up. So
yeah, I don't know. Like, I think you and Scoot tried to just tell me, but I still don't understand why they got broken up.
I don't even think there was a reason outside of it just being, Vince thought it was a good thing to just break him up. But yet I haven't heard anything
God,
regarding
that's so dumb.
Yeah. So
whatever.
And then
freaking Vince, like just
the EST of tag, eh? He's the tag est.
Hey, I like it.
Yeah, right now we're just talking about your boy B Lashley.
Yes. Putting Drew to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
We were just discussing how they're using that as a way to weasel out of official losses in like wrestling right now. It's like I never got pinned. I never tapped out.
Yeah,
taking the old Stone Cold method.
Basically, and that's one thing we were talking about too is like how this match was kind of straightforward and how there was really no evolution of the Hurt Business, basically stating that Vince is really headstrong in the fact that no more Hurt Business, no nothing. But I don't know because that's one question that we had, Scoot. Mm-hmm. The actual reason, was it just Vince saying no, or was there an actual legitimate reason for why?
To be perfectly honest with you, and I hate that I'm about to say this, it really sounds like.
Sorry.
I know, Loki. I know. It really sounds like he's not the biggest fan. It really sounded like he didn't want Cedric and Shelton in.
Wow, that means Cedric's tweet holds that much more weight to it when he was like, well, hey, it's back tweet? To huh?
What tweet?
Oh, after the Hurt Business broke up, and then he was like, well, I guess it's back to I think he said it was like 2019 all over again or something like that.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. Because it sounded like he didn't want Cedric and Shelton to defend the titles at WrestleMania. Because remember, right after New Day won, that's when AJ and Almost came out and challenged the New Day. Then the next week, Lashley kicked them both out. Then he spent the next 2 weeks fighting them in one-on-one matches. Yeah. And then we're here now. So it just really sounded, so it really just sounded like he just wasn't a supporter of Cedric and Shelton anymore.
Yeah, now of course the WrestleMania
I know
match
we're mad about it.
With AJ and Almost versus New Day, that makes sense as far as the heel and face dynamic. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like it's still like that's the only logical explanation I can go for is that Vince just said, you know what, hey, fuck Cedric, fuck Benjamin, fuck the Hurt Business.
Well, fuck you, Vince. Fuck you.
Even if y'all watched SmackDown with the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, they kind of made it Cedric and Shelton versus everyone. Because even, they had a moment where I guess they were dominating in the beginning. And then you had the whole side of the ring against them two, and they started fighting everybody, and then they both got eliminated. And it was like, okay, so at the same time, Virtual, like I think like back to back, they were both eliminated by groups of people. So it took like 7 superstars to eliminate each of them. So I don't know if they're gonna stay champion. I'm gonna say champion, stay a tag team. They're gonna eventually split up. But it just sounded like he just wasn't feeling Cedric and Shelton in the group anymore. So
yeah.
I guess that was the reason of MVP's tweet of the Hurt Business is not dead. We just accepted applications. So,
I mean, you know what? And I'm glad you said that because that makes it even more apparent that it's Vince not liking Benjamin and Alexander,
which makes zero sense to me. But
it really does. But
they were doing really well.
P and Lashley tried to fight for him, but ultimately Vince, was like, nah, we good.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see tonight for the Raw, the Raw that everybody watches to see what the fuck is going to happen with the Hurt Business, if anything. But we'll have to wait. One thing we will get some type of light shed on is what's going on with the tag, the women's tag division, I guess, because the next match was a tag team turmoil match, which I'm still thoroughly pissed about because after an amazing showing that the Riot Squad had, I'm just like, it just makes no sense because I really, honestly, truly feel that they should have won this match and went on to night 2 to win the tag titles. But Scoot was right, and we got Tamina and Natalya winning this match and moving forward. Another thing that pisses me off with this is two things, and that's with Carmella, because you did this whole new gimmick and heel turn with her, and you basically put her in this shit, which makes no sense for her to put her with Billie Kay, which if you're going to put Billie Kay in a tag team again, why not just keep the Iconics together? It just makes no sense. Because Peyton Royce,
aren't they forever split up now?
Basically.
Yes. They also, once again, from what the missus informed me on, Vince is a bigger fan of Peyton Royce, like she's been doing shit lately. But Vince was a bigger fan of Peyton Royce than Billie Kay, but Billie Kay has been the one we've been seeing on TV constantly since they split.
Right.
So,
you know what I think that is? I think that's that whole Vince still having that childish humor, and with Billie Kay doing all this little gimmicky shit here and there, it's like that's his TV gold. And with Peyton actually being
good shit.
I want to say because I don't want to say that Billie Kay is not a wrestler, but with Peyton being the visual wrestler out of the two, based on her history in NXT moving forward, I think he's more so leaning on the fact of Billie Kay being what he wants on TV. Because I think back at that during that time when that information came out about him being high on Peyton, I think it was Peyton, Lacey Evans, and Bianca Belair that he was high on at that time.
And then 2 of the 3 ain't doing that.
Yeah,
well,
basically.
To be fair, one's having
Lacey is pregnant.
Yeah,
but even when Lacey was there, I mean, did we really care that she was hooking up with Ric Flair?
No, she was better off on SmackDown. So that's why I'm like, But
I don't really wanted to see Lacey Evans versus Charlotte at WrestleMania.
Fuck no, I didn't want to see the battle of the blondes.
Exactly.
Yeah, this match was what it was. I'm just mad.
I will say, from what I was seeing on the internet, they was all sharing your sentiment that the Riot Squad, who was actually the real tag team, should have won that match.
And that's the thing, is like a tag team should be the tag team champions. Like Riot Squad has had zero justice as of late because they ended up losing Sarah Logan to that roster purge of last year.
Yeah.
And from that point on, they've just kind of they've switched live to some weird lesbian gimmick at first, and then did away with that.
Who was it with? Oh, with Lana.
It was with Lana.
Yeah.
That went nowhere. Then they put her on SmackDown. Yeah, and then they put her back with Ruby. So
wait a minute. So I'm trying to remember how that went. So first, Lana is like cucking Rusev with Lashley, and then Lana's about to get married to Lashley, and then Liv shows up, right?
Yes.
I thought you loved me, and I remember this because every time they kept teasing Liv, like she was in a bathtub or something,
Yes.
but then how does that transition into her having an affair with what? Anyways, sorry, I'm just digging up old bones.
And then I think they only had like one match against each other.
Yeah.
And
right.
then it was done. Then they spent the rest of the time teasing will the Riot Squad join back together and that, and then eventually they started trusting each other again.
Mm-hmm.
And they're here.
So I mean,
but yeah, I just knew the way that they was promoting Tamina and Natalya that they were gonna be the winners because they were really high on them being a team.
Which again, even that pairing is still weird.
That's weird. It is.
Because
I'm sorry, but not to be mean to Natalya, but I can't really see her paired up with anybody.
Now, okay, I can see her paired up with Beth Phoenix. That's probably the only thing that makes sense to me.
Yeah,
fair.
But
okay,
anybody else, I'm just like, I can't, dude. Like at all.
No.
And that's only because, like, I think with her and Beth, it's like something about them. It just looks right with them paired with each other. But Tamina, yeah, I mean, look, I think you were the one that told me that she's been riddled with injuries for like the past couple years, so that's why she's been kind of
that's why Tamina kind of stops and starts. Is that her injuries get there.
So if that was the case, you might as well just have given her this rub real quick to give her some type of title.
I was about to say, do I need to remind everybody that she's the oldest? She's the oldest female wrestler that on WWE's roster, by the way.
So more of a reason, kind of just give her that, because I mean, look, they do it with R-Truth a lot,
Or just put her in the 24/7 title run, I guess. I don't know.
No,
but
wait, who?
Tamina.
Didn't she win it?
Did she? Oh no.
Uh-oh. I have no idea.
I think she won it for like 2 seconds.
2 seconds. That's amazing.
Let's find out. Because
I mean, I think she did get it for like a few seconds. Because I think she pinned Truth herself.
Yep, you are absolutely right.
Oh no.
And the sad thing about it is that's her only championship ever.
No, it's not.
It is.
No.
She's never been women's champion or Divas champion.
Oh my god!
Because you know how Wikipedia
that
shows like other promotions.
Yeah,
she's had no other title anywhere.
That bothers me.
Yeah, when it's like that, when your only title happens to be the 24/7, it's like
God.
That's
man, justice for Tamina.
I don't know. That may be way too little, too late. Because
I mean, yeah, but damn, how long has she been with WWE?
She has
a minute. I know
15, at least 15 years. At least 15 years.
Since 09. She debuted in 09, so she's been there since.
Oh, almost 15.
So that
too much.
This is I'm hoping that this doesn't happen with Samoa Joe, because I'm hoping he comes back, he has one hell of a run, and then bam.
Is he just injured right now?
I think he's cleared.
There was a rumor that tonight could be the start of a new commentary team, and he wasn't on it.
Oh.
It was supposed to be Corey Graves, Byron Saxton, and somebody else. I can't remember who the other guy was. But they were supposed to be the new Raw announced team, and they never said who was SmackDown.
Okay.
So I guess we'll see tonight if Raw has a new commentary team.
I would be all for that. So
that'd be interesting.
Severe injury, blah blah blah.
But yeah, so
yeah, okay. So we'll see. But yeah, Tamina and Natalya win that, and they move on to go to night 2 to challenge Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the women's tag titles. But after that, for me, after this is what really started off WrestleMania, and that was Cesaro versus Seth Rollins, which
I honestly think this should have been the opening match.
I believe so as well. But of course, I'm assuming that was Vince's call to want to have Drew kind of started off with the entrance.
Mm-hmm. He did.
Oh, the one that he has all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's again, like you're taking over you're putting your personal stuff as far as like what you want, as far as like for the fans, over what the show needs to be. You know, that's the same thing that happened with SmackDown, where they had that fatal 4-way tag title shot on SmackDown that easily could have been on WrestleMania on one of the, because you could have easily taken out Strowman and Shane to put that tag match on there, because night 2 had 5 title matches, and I think night 1 only had 3.
Yeah.
So it's ridiculous. There's no reason why all your title, because before back in the day, WrestleMania was the one pay-per-view where every title would be on the line.
Yes.
So this makes no sense. Like, I don't know why they stopped doing that, but there's
well, you gotta think the only title that wasn't on the line was the SmackDown tag titles.
True.
But other than that, every title was defended. I think the biggest issue going into this WrestleMania, honestly, was the fact that all the feuds was built up so quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, every feud just kind of happened within like a month or so, other than the Roman and Roman DB and Edge, other than Sasha and Bianca, other than Fiend and Randy Orton. Everything kind of happened within like March to now. So it was like none of these feuds really got a chance to truly build up.
Which is sad.
And that's why when you got surprises like this with Cesaro and Rollins, and the fact that even though the feud wasn't built up the best, they still put on a damn good match.
And that's why I like that Cesaro's opponent was Rollins, because I mean, even if you think back to Randy and Rollins back, I forgot which WrestleMania that was, but their match that they had, again, another sleeper match that you really wouldn't expect much from, but when you have Seth in there, like, he's easily able to do the job, and he's such a good worker, and with you having both Cesaro and Rollins, who both came from the Indies together, in fact.
Yeah. And then not only that, Rollins' gimmick makes it great, because whether Rollins win or lose, his gimmick works.
Oh yeah. And ironically enough, it's the same thing with Sami Zayn, where of course, night 2 you would see this, you would be able to put that in the same boat, because win or lose, Sami can still give you good character work, and Seth Rollins has always given fantastic character work, both as a face and as a heel. So
the savior of SmackDown Live.
Yeah. but yeah, I think that this was the one. It was the best outcome, because Cesaro deserved this win. It is well overdue. 2, it's also well overdue that he had a fucking singles match. And
yes.
And then for the fact that this doesn't hurt Rollins at all. Not one bit. I mean, he's done so much at this point to where a loss can't really hurt him. Like, even if he goes on a losing streak, he's gonna find a way to spin that shit in his favor and make it work for him, i.e. Sami Zayn. But this match was fucking incredible for both guys, and Cesaro showed his ass.
Yes.
I just hope, I really do. I hope that this means an upward trajectory for Cesaro, and I hope that they do not falter this. And
I can see one of two scenarios.
What's that?
With Cesaro. I can see the Intercontinental title picture in his future, or I can even see the Universal title picture in his future, considering who are the champions at the moment.
True.
I can see both of those happening now. The problem is he might have a more successful time getting the Intercontinental than the Universal, because the Universal, I think that would be a banger of a match.
True.
But I think he'll have a better time getting the Intercontinental because he could actually win that one.
Well,
but
that would be cool.
With the way everything is going now, especially with spoiler alert, Roman retaining, Roman's gonna need a good lineup of defenses, so he's gonna need competitors. So I believe that factors in Big E. That would factor in Shinsuke. That would have to factor in. I don't need to see Kevin Owens factored into that, at least not this soon. But that also factors in.
I mean, him and KO had like 3-4 fights. So
yeah, exactly.
KO again.
And I think if that does factor in Cesaro, I think Cesaro goes in against Roman early to lose, and then transition probably for the Intercontinental Championship, and then double back to go against Roman later on. Yeah, or whoever wins it from Roman, which I honestly do think that they're probably setting up Big E to possibly take that from Roman, if not Bryan.
That's been rumored for a while that Big E. They didn't necessarily say he'll win it, but we'll talk about that.
But still, to put him in the picture.
Yeah, we'll talk about Mr. E when we get there, because boy, was that match a match.
well, yeah. Cesaro goes over.
Seth, something.
Seth did the job for Cesaro, which, of course, deservedly so. He needed this. Good on him. So let's see where Cesaro goes from this point on. Rollins, I have no worries. I know he's going to be perfectly fine. So next up, we had the Raw Tag Team Championship match featuring the champions and New Day defending their titles against AJ Styles and Big Bad Omos. Mm-hmm. I almost didn't expect anything from this, but I got pleasantly surprised with the way that Omos performed, even with the limited amount of stuff that he did. I loved his swagger when he was doing his moves. Like, just he felt like he was into it, and he didn't seem stiff. He didn't seem like he didn't know what he was doing. He felt like he was owning it, even for that little bit. Now, I just wish he had some fucking ring gear.
Yeah, I was not down with the turtleneck look, man.
But I will say this. I didn't personally have fear in this match, only because look who's involved.
True.
Absolutely. You haven't seen too many New Day matches that were bad. Mm-hmm. And AJ definitely, when it comes to pay-per-view, I mean, hell, if you look at AJ's career, AJ usually gives people their best matches. So it was more of the fear of what Omos was going to do. It wasn't going to be what New Day and AJ were going to do. It was more of how Omos was going to be booked. And I will say this, and you alluded to it, Lip. This is how Great Khali should have been booked.
Yes. Yeah.
This was how Great Khali. I mean, we can use our hindsight here. Great Khali should have been booked more like this, because almost standing 7'2", 7'3". Mm-hmm. He was booked in a way that he doesn't have to do much.
Exactly.
In a match, like his physicalness is going to be the thing. It's the fact that nobody is close to his size or close to his height. So it's like anybody's going to have a quote unquote, watch the pun, an uphill battle trying to defeat Omos.
Very, very much so. Now, only thing I do hate about this was, I mean, I hate and I like it. is that it just felt like it was just to give AJ that Grand Slam
That's
title.
the only thing I hated. That was the only thing I hated about the whole scenario. That New Day just became 11-time champs. AJ and almost walk out, hey, we want those. And it was like, oh shit, this is meant for AJ and almost to win. Like, that's the only thing I hated.
Now, I will say this though. If they move forward and go on to do good things with these tag titles in their tag run, I'll take back everything I just said. But if this goes the way that I think it's gonna go,
like what next friggin' what's it called? Backlash, WrestleMania Backlash.
AJ basically taking the fall and then getting mad at Almost and then being separated from Almost and Almost going on his own.
I don't see them having a long reign either.
That's the problem, because the way that the way they booked this match and how strong Almost looked, it's almost like, yo, I don't see a team actually beating this team here.
And see, and that's the thing I hate, is the fact that y'all all are saying this and y'all all are correct, but the one thing y'all are omitting is the fact that WWE don't have no fucking tag teams.
This is also very true.
Yeah. Vince don't give a shit.
Now, of course.
So it just almost feels like either the New Day is going to win it back or some random ass parent again might win it.
Which can we just go ahead and just stop that just for a little bit? Like this random pairing thing is almost the equivalent of AEW having so many fucking stables. They just keep throwing people together just randomly for no reason, then breaking up tag teams. Like,
that's a classic, man.
What's Heavy Machinery? You break up Otis and Tucker Knight.
That one made me sad.
What? For what? No reason at all.
Alpha Academy.
I mean, granted, I do like Alpha Academy. I do like the idea of Alpha Academy, but
you see, but the fact that you said you like the idea.
Yeah, the idea of it, yes. Because if that's the case, you shouldn't have never broken up Gable and Rude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, still another random pairing. But at the same time, there's a lot of fucking tag teams that you split up that you could have easily kept together. So, again, where the fuck is Jimmy? But again, this isn't. I mean, that's Raw. But
I'll say, regardless, that'll still be a SmackDown issue rather than a Raw issue. Because I mean, if we're looking at Raw only has, if they keep Cedric and Benjamin together, you're talking about that may be still a team. New Day, now AJ and Almost, and that's really it. There's only 3 teams.
Yeah, so it's like, why don't they just like combine the divisions and just make it one, at least for now? Because like, if you're going to do that, if you're going to break up tag teams, only have a few, because I think SmackDown only has about 4 maybe
4 right now, but of course, you know, the looming of the Usos being back together, so that'll make it 5.
Okay, which means they're probably just going to purge NXT for no fucking reason.
Well, remember I said that before, that I think NXT is going to get purged.
You did, and I hate that I repeated it, because I hate it when you said it.
Yeah, so
you think that's why GYV lost?
It wouldn't surprise me.
No, we gotta have that rivalry.
So the thing is that if I'm looking at, if we're looking at the Raw tag team picture, and now we're looking at the WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania and going forward, they gotta start establishing new feuds, new superstars, because I mean, we're now establishing, spoiler alert, we're now establishing a new women's champion. We're establishing that Bobby is still dominant. We're establishing new Raw tag team champions. We're establishing a new US champion, another spoiler alert. So now we're establishing new champions, unless everybody's gonna get a rematch clause.
I mean, I guess that's what half of Backlash will be.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh,
yeah.
You got to start establishing new opponents and possibly new superstars. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see who debuts tonight. And I would be shocked if nobody does. It would actually be like, what? But at some point,
I would push Karrion Kross, but that might be a little soon.
Well, it's gonna be now. He can't since he
won.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Damn it! You see, I'm living in my own fantasy world where he lost. Fucking Finn. But do you think Finn stays?
I still think Finn goes to NXT UK.
Okay.
But also too, I guess it all depends on how much pull Finn does have.
That's also very, very true.
Maybe it could have been just big enough. Maybe the contract could just been long enough for Finn to establish the new persona. And hell, he might be debuting on Raw tonight.
Now, the only reason that it would make sense now, and I just mean at this point now, for Finn to go back to main roster is because Bobby's the one that took the Intercontinental Championship off of Finn.
That'd be interesting.
That would be a good tie-in.
Yeah, so that would, and of course, this new Finn would be a good foe for Bobby at this point. And at that point, you would have to take the belt off Bobby and put it on Finn, which is why I don't think that they would do that. Because they let Bobby win at Mania for a reason, which means they have plans for Bobby.
And you know what? Hell, I mean, let's even
better just making up lost time.
Let's even fantasy book people who are here. Who's to say that Kofi might not be like, yo, Bobby, I think I might want to be champion again. You know,
I'm not mad at that. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, who's to say just to give Bobby a little bit of something to do, just to establish his reign? You know, Kofi could be like, yo, I think I might want to be champ again. You know what I'm saying? Let me become 2-time champ now, you know, and just to give Bobby an opponent for like a good month or so. Because at that point, you're right, because they can actually start doing with New Day what they should have been doing, and let's have them go after singles titles, because you can easily slot Xavier Woods being a face going against Sheamus at this point. And Kofi could easily challenge, because Bobby's going to need the same thing with Roman. He's going to need challenges. And only people I can think of at this point right now would be Strowman, Kofi now. They're not going to do Drew this soon again. Keith Lee and Riddle. Well, now that you said it, I think I wouldn't be surprised if whatchamacallit is Bobby's first challenge, since you just said it, Strowman. But yeah, so AJ and Almost new tag champs.
Yes.
AJ is officially Grand Slam champ. Almost didn't look bad at all.
He did not.
He looked pretty great.
I like them as a tag for right now. If something else happens, but right now I do like it. Ironically enough, from Strowman we segue into the match I don't care about. I'm only going to say
it because I just remembered that was the next match.
I'm only going to say this. Only like 2 spots in this fucking match, and that's when Strowman ripped the cage and when he tossed Shane's ass off the top of the cage. That's it. Yeah. I don't care about this match whatsoever. Shane, you took a spot from a deserved competitor in the locker room.
But you know,
Peyton Royce.
That has been a big complaint about Shane. And apparently
he's still in WrestleMania matches?
Not even so much WrestleMania matches, just time period. Because remember when Shane was doing that whole best in the world shit, it was like we tried to establish a whole tournament that ended up becoming a farce because Shane McMahon won it, and he, for the better part of damn near a year, he spent being called the best in the world. And it was like, get this man off my motherfucking TV. You know, so
absolutely. Now, of course,
but yeah, the complaints have been Shane keeps quote unquote taking spots.
Yeah.
The only time I will defend Shane is just in a few instances. I'm only
Loki he just said
what?
you shouldn't. He just said you shouldn't.
I know I shouldn't. But I mean, if I'm gonna bash him for this, I have to give him some props. 50% props on his Undertaker feud. Yeah. I got to give him some props with the it's going to be shared props with the Miz, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn stuff that was going on when the Best of the World stuff was going on. That and then the stuff with him and AJ, which harps back to what you said, Scoot, with AJ being the person to deliver good matches, because the match that he had with Shane was a good match for Mania. So that's where those props end. Other than that, everything else goes to the Attitude Era where he belonged at that point. So yeah, but this match, I don't care. I don't know if y'all have anything to say on this match.
Shane, you too old to be taking them bumps.
Seriously, but Strowman won. Moving on. That's all I really have to say.
Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus The Miz and John Morrison.
You know,
I went into this not expecting anything. I even said it before. I didn't care. And even during the match, I still didn't care. And then halfway through it, or closer to the end, I think is when it got me. And I was just like, oh shit. The
moment, the thing that changed my mind personally with this match was when I think it was Trips that had said that Bunny's been at the Performance Center really putting in work. The moment I saw that, I was like, oh, he ain't about to go in and just do no little He's about to go in there and wrestle. And as you saw, he spent most of the time in the match.
Yeah, which is also very surprising. And it's funny.
So I will say this personally, not that I was truly ever against the match, but I can appreciate a celebrity who wants to come in the right way and do this the right way, and not try to talk shit on Twitter to rile people up.
Soldier Boy. Oh, excuse me.
I was about to say, Snoop Dogg, but then he started talking about Twitter, and then I was like, oh no, Soldier Boy.
No. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about Boward Woward. So I can appreciate Bad Bunny, who actually took the time to really do this shit the right way.
Language barrier and all.
Which once again, I can appreciate Priest and all this for being there for him. Even though, yes, we could say, they kind of wasted a couple of months of Priest, but no, I could appreciate the fact
they did waste a few months of Priest.
Now,
but I can appreciate now, since night 2 they had the commercial showing Bad Bunny leaving. Now we can start to establish Priest.
Well, this is what I do like about it, because it's almost like a double-edged sword for them not using Priest as much, because it would have been predictable to have Bad Bunny there and then Priest do all the work, because it would have been previously like how when Snooki was there and you had Trish and John Morrison do all the work. But this Priest did a few things here and there, but Bad Bunny did most of the work. So it's like, okay, well, you know what? You didn't use Priest as a heavy to do all your dirty work. Like, he was there to help you out, but you did what you need to do. Like, you basically backed up the shit that you were saying. So, yeah. So hopefully Priest gets his due, which that's another person that could go against Lashley if they want to shoot him that far. But
I think they might put him up against Sheamus,
which I think that's the right call.
Yeah.
So so
I definitely enjoyed this match. I will also give credit to Miz and Morrison for not only doing the job but actually making it look good and being the heels.
Yeah.
In this situation, I can actually appreciate the fact that this was a storyline that did build.
Yeah.
Special props and shout outs to Bad Bunny for actually doing it the right way and not just being like, oh, I'm a celebrity, I want to do this. That he actually was taking bumps and learning how to do even the basic things. So I could definitely appreciate that. And I'm still waiting to see how he got off that damn semi truck.
Or got on it, for that matter.
So I'm still waiting for that. I want that footage.
And if you do come back, Bad Bunny, get some good ring gear, man. Get some better ring gear. Next up was the main event of night one, which of course that was my match of the night.
Yes, I think it was everybody's match of the night.
Sasha Banks defending her title against the Royal Rumble, or the Women's Royal Rumble winner, Bianca Belair. Sasha was looking good.
Yes.
Makaze, now, you lucky son of a gun.
I will say this. Since we were all together and we was watching it, y'all don't know, but I almost teared up in the beginning of that match.
Seeing Bianca, yeah, that was
seeing Bianca have that moment at the start, I almost teared up. But then I kind of did what Sasha did and was like, "Yeah, we're in it, but you gonna get this work." So, but I almost teared up, especially when I had seen that scene again, because Sasha had posted it on her IG of that moment in the beginning, and seeing that scene again from Sasha posting it and was like, "Yes, this was a moment," and it was like, "God damn it, Sasha, who is cutting onions?" But yes, both ladies came out, and once again, I've been saying it before, and I said it again. Sasha gives everybody their best match.
Yes. Because, and you know what, and you're right, because the only match that comes close to this match is her match against Shayna Baszler. And I'm talking about Bianca Belair's match against Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship.
Yeah.
When Bianca should have won.
Correct. And that's why, like, looking at this match and then comparing it to that one, it was like, yeah, Bianca almost giving similar. I don't want to say similar performances, but the energy that she gave in both of those matches is matches where she should have both left champion. And one of them, obviously the one that matters, she did. So on the biggest stage of them all, Bianca got her win. The emotion in this was real, and I'm glad that you hopped on that, Scoot, because I did want to talk about her interview on I forgot whatever show that was after Mania.
You're
talking about Sasha?
No, Bianca.
Bianca.
I'm sorry. Watch Along. It was on Watch Along.
She did an interview, and as soon as she got on there, like, you can see like every emotion that she had at one time. Like, it's just, that tells me that that's somebody who, if given the chance and given the room to kind of just do what she needs to do, is going to be one of the better women's champions
ever.
Absolutely.
Ever.
Yeah.
So, and thing is, and that's one of the reasons why I'm like, it's hard for me to be happy about this situation, because with the writers, with Vince, with anybody backstage who has pull as far as what direction these shows take, if they're not behind you, then we won't be able to see whatever vision that these superstars have. And of course, I'm going to talk about it in the first match of night two, but we'll get to that later. But Bianca deserves to have a lengthy title run. I'm not even saying that she has to go all the way to WrestleMania 38. She just needs to have even if it's at least
give her
7-8 months. Cool. But she needs to be able to show what she's able to do, not only in ring capacity, but as a character, because she's good on the mic.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why you shouldn't allow her to just do what she needs to do and just line up the opponents for her, because the stories will write themselves, because she will make sure that it is.
You know what? To be perfectly honest with you, I really think we should get Rhea versus Bianca for some Survivor Series.
Ooh.
Rekindle that old rivalry.
I would love that. I would love that, because it's new. It's something that hasn't been shown on the main roster, and it's not going to be something that's recycled, obviously, like we've seen. So yeah, do that shit. Give both of them lengthy title reigns. So, but yeah, Sasha does the job. So now, of course, with her losing streak at WrestleMania, she's gonna have to get a win next year. So,
dude, 0-6 is not pretty. That was my spoiler for night one. Because sorry y'all, but I didn't watch night one on night one time. Watching the next morning, but I checked my IG for like 10 seconds, and then I see 0-6. I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah,
0-6 is not a pretty look. She needs some W's.
Also, Peacock, fix your shit.
Peacock, you can't rewind on live TV. We don't like that.
Yeah,
that's just simple enough.
But yeah. I did get, like I said, I was sitting over there in emotion seeing Bianca win because it was so genuine.
Right.
So I was sitting over there damn near ready to tear up.
Her dad jumping over that barricade was hilarious.
Her dad almost flipped smooth over that barricade.
Yeah, that kind of tells me that she didn't tell them to finish.
Oh, right.
Yeah, she definitely didn't tell them to finish.
What we didn't see, Montez did come out there and put Bianca on his shoulders.
Really?
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Montez ran out there.
Why didn't they show that?
I don't know.
They should have showed that.
Because I thought it was going to be her and Sasha having their moment. So I was like, okay, well, he's not going to come up because they're going to do that whole moment thing. But if they didn't do that, then why didn't they allow him to come out there to be like, come on, man.
I guess after the cameras cut, he ran out there and put her up on the shoulders to get her to celebrate. And then before we hopped on this, I saw that somebody had Photoshop Triple H doing the thumbs down. That's
pretty
good. But yeah, so Montez did come out and celebrate with Bianca.
Good.
That's cool.
Good. Well, hopefully they do right by Bianca moving forward.
But before we finish though, let's talk about that scar Bianca left.
Yo, that whip, dude. You know when you hear something loud go off and you get tinnitus a little bit?
Yeah.
like I was sitting here just calmly watching this, and all of a sudden I hear that, and I'm like, and I swear I still hear the ringing in my ear from it. I'm just like, I know that was audio assisted, but Jesus, that sounded like the best freaking whip.
Look, Sasha,
a reminder.
Sasha got the real whip appeal.
Yo.
Yeah.
I feel like that whip had a nice little ripple effect, and it ricocheted into other things, and I'm going to talk about that for night 2. But yeah, Sasha, I hope you're okay. I hope that didn't leave too much of a scar.
Lucky bastard of a husband. Anyways. No. Anyway.
But yeah.
I don't know what happened, huh?
Now, of course, everybody knows night 1 had some technical difficulties in the beginning.
Yes.
Night 2 didn't have the same technical difficulties. They were able to start off perfectly fine without any issues.
Now, before we roll into night 2 right quick.
Go ahead.
BB Rexa, who performed night 1, America the Beautiful, I think it was. She posted a picture of her meeting Hulk Hogan.
Really?
Oh.
And visibly, there was a sign that said no leg slaps. I'm pretty sure you can find it, Lip, because it's been going around. But it was a post that it's a sign
it was
that
just
immediately says no leg slaps.
Like somewhere in the back of backstage of this.
like they was backstage, and you see BB on one side, and you see Hogan, and in the space
amazing.
between them, you can look back. There's a visible printed out sign that says "No leg slaps."
That's amazing. Liv, you need. This must be found.
And it was pretty funny because all the people who's been posting it, that was like this post when you see it, it is visible. No leg slaps.
Let me see if I can. Okay.
You found it.
I did find it. Let me see if I can get this shit up. Because that's funny.
No leg slaps.
No leg slaps.
Oh, just so y'all know, BTE is doing a little dig on that too.
The leg slaps.
Yeah. It was last week's thing, and Matt's like, was it Matt Jackson was in the back? He was like slapping his leg or something, or he like laughed and he had like a knee slap or something. He slapped his leg, and then Matt Hardy, it's like, hey, you see the sign? And it said leg slaps, like $5 fine or $500 fine or some shit like that.
Of course.
So they had to pay Matt Hardy.
No, yeah. See, do not slap leg when kicking. So is that the only time they don't have to slap the leg?
Jesus.
Can they slap it any other time? Because it says do not slap leg when kicking. So does that mean they do it? Get to slap the leg in any other time?
I don't know.
Can I slap my leg while I'm like in a sharpshooter?
But yes.
Oh man, see that in itself is still ridiculous. Like, I mean, it's to me it seems so petty to like not allow it.
So I forgot to bring it up, but apparently it only came about because somebody on SmackDown did a real bad leg slap. That I guess it was very noticeable that they did the leg slap, and I think that's what pissed Vince off.
I told you fucking not to do a leg slap.
And that's why he's been on the rampage of leg slaps. Apparently, they didn't say who it was, but apparently somebody on SmackDown did a bad leg slap.
Well, Vince, can you be on a rampage against bad shows? Because that seems to fly all the fucking time.
Right.
Because, I mean, like,
Mike, can you fix your writing on Raw?
Yeah. The fuck? Whatever. I'm not even. We're not going there.
I only care about fucking leg slaps.
Only care about the leg slaps, baby.
Well,
days.
With some other shit that I just didn't care about. Now, I didn't get a chance to see it yesterday. I watched it this morning, unfortunately. And that was The Fiend versus Randy Orton. Just
you know what? No, I won't say I mean, it went on too long, and B, the fuck?
Yeah, that's
what is what? Okay.
Now, when I watch this, I mean, red light aside,
the red light.
You could they were doing everything right. They were the Fiend was being built up right. The way that he bounced off the table and then hit Randy with the mandible claw, like as soon as he bounced off the table, I was like, "Yo, this is perfect. This is perfect. Keep this moving. Keep going. And then the bullshit, which I can even allow the Alexa Bliss distraction to slide even a little bit because there could be some other meaning into that. But to allow the Fiend to get beat by just one RKO,
right,
and then to still have the Fiend beat is even
newly revitalized Fiend.
Yeah, like what was the whole point of all this if that was the case? Like, you could have easily not done this match at all then, because it basically has the same effect. Because Randy, if you people do not understand that what you put in your storyline factored all the way back from SmackDown when Randy was a part of the Wyatt family and he burned down the Wyatt compound. He was the heel in all of this.
Somebody brought that up. Somebody brought up that Randy was the clear heel in this whole situation, and he still haven't got his up and comings yet.
Exactly. So that just tells me that now you're either going to continue this or pretend like nothing happened and have Randy just fly off into the sun, to ride off into the sunset as if he is in the right. It makes no sense. So I don't understand. Like this is what pisses me off. It pisses me off because we come into this one having a regular fucking match. Like that does not scream blow off. You've had all these other matches with them, and then you just have a regular match. Like again,
wait, which one?
The Fiend and Randy Orton.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Look.
It just now to my other question. The fuck is going on with him and Alexa Bliss? Like, are they splitting? Or like, is this like because the distraction without any context doesn't make any sense?
It's the return of Sister Abigail,
and that's fine. But
I guess we'll have to see. Once again, I guess we'll have to see.
Why is she stronger? Why is she stronger than the Fiend? No, anyways. No, but really, yeah. I'm just very confused by that overall. Also. It was night 2 was a night of white premieres,
right? A lot of people did.
A lot of people debuted with white. Like, was that the first time Randy Orton wore white?
If it wasn't, it's been the first time in a while.
Yeah. I don't recall him ever wearing white outside of it. Could have possibly been during his. Nope, I can't think of a time that he did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. And then, well, I'm not going to spoil later, but I'll ask again when we get there. But no, like, seriously, Beetlejuice pants aside, Fiend should have still won. Even with Alexa Bliss, Sister Abigail, Revelation BS, he still, like, honestly, they should have just revved him up even more to do a Sister Abigail to Randy Orton.
Yeah, like that would have been the time where he can win. It's like, oh, shit, it's finally happened. Oh, yeah. I got it. Man. Like that should have been something that threw Randy off.
Orton could have been a sacrifice to Sister Abigail or whatever the hell Alexa Bliss was there. I don't know.
You see how much more sense that shit makes than what the fuck they did?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Sure I would not be surprised at because I
kind of WWE, AEW.
I kind of did forget a little bit that this match did happen. I wouldn't be surprised if Randy might be Bobby's first challenge.
I think they're still gonna run with this with Randy and all that.
Oh, you think so?
Dude, I mean, now they've added another layer to it. Like, who the hell is Alexa Bliss now?
Look, the only reason I'm watching Raw tonight is because it's the Raw after Mania. Other than that, I probably wouldn't give a shit. But
I'm holding.
The Raw after Mania.
I'm just holding to my same statement I've had about Raw for a while now.
So we're just gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens tonight, I guess. But I'll reserve my judgment to see if they make sense of it tonight. If not, then trust and believe it's gonna stay the same. But next up, something else I really didn't care about was the women's tag match, women's tag title match with Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler defending their titles against Tamina and Natalya after winning the tag team turmoil match the previous night. I was still salty because I wanted Riot Squad to win the previous night. So I easily went into this not caring. And the match I got from this, I didn't care about, which pissed me off because I was like, with any woman that watched Sasha and Bianca go in there and tear the house down, you should have had a fire lit under your ass to say, you know what? They can do that shit. All right, let's keep that shit going.
Yes.
You didn't do that. And this is more of a reason why nobody in this match should be tag team champions at all. Yeah. Because Shayna needs to be on her own. Nia needs to do the fuck ever. I don't give a shit. And Natalya and Tamina.
Sorry, but send Nia back to where she learns not to hurt people.
That's fine too. You can take her NXT.
You know what? Honestly, I think at this point, I think that she's been quote unquote established so long on Raw that she's there. Like she's been on the main roster so long.
She just doesn't fit in anywhere.
Yeah. It would look weird that she went back to NXT, but it wouldn't stop her from going back to the Performance Center every once in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah,
True.
so
yeah, I was surprised that Nia and Shayna won this match.
Same.
Because I really assumed that once Tamina went up for the splash, I was like, okay, I guess they're giving it to her. But then it was like, wait, so where do you go with the tag titles now? Because it's like I don't get it. Like I think I'm more confused now with them winning than anything because they
should have been after she did the Snuka splash. Like she should have just got her dad's splash off. Should have just been able to ride off in the sunset with the belts. I don't know who the hell they can face now. What brand are they on now? Again,
I mean, they're still on Raw, but they can go anywhere.
Can go between both Raw
right.
and SmackDown.
Well, and NXT.
Well, I think. NXT
well, no, they have their own tag titles now. Yeah.
And this is one of the reasons why NXT should have got those tag titles. This is why Shayna and Nia should have been beat by Raquel and Dakota, because this would have made more sense. Because now your titles still make no difference. Like NXT could have revitalized those titles and not have to make their own, because all you did was basically show everybody why these titles are unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what happens now?
You know what? This was their chance. But congratulations, WWE. You've made the women's tag team titles irrelevant.
Yeah, but
I even if somebody, or even if some random tag team does beat Nia and Shayna, I don't think I'm gonna care.
And you know
unless
what?
It's the Riot
I think
Squad.
that's where I'm at myself. I think
fair enough.
Fair enough. I don't care.
Yeah, that's where I'm at now. Because
who do we have? Who do we have that has not been beaten by Shayna and Nia?
No, they've all been beaten.
They've all been beaten. So they've run through everybody.
Basically.
I mean, all of them didn't have one-on-ones, if that's what you're trying to say. But I mean, if you look at
no, I mean tag team versus tag team.
Okay, so they beat Banks and Bianca.
Bailey. Oh, Banks and Bianca.
Banks and Bianca. Banks and Bailey.
Banks and Bailey. They beat
Mandy and Dana. They beat Lana and Naomi. They beat the Riot Squad.
They beat the Riot Squad.
They just beat Natalya and Tamina.
And they won the titles off of Charlotte and Asuka.
Exactly.
So you're gonna have to pair up another random two.
Most likely.
Yeah, it makes no sense. None at all. Like just
no. I'm not gonna put that out there.
You have Reginald involved, so it's like
say it.
No.
Say it.
No, but I was gonna say, watch, they're gonna end up pairing like Rhea with Charlotte, and I don't want to say that. Don't make me say these things.
They have two chances to fix this. That's either you put back the Iconics together, and you establish them as a dominant tag team, or you give the Riot Squad another shot after they're showing at WrestleMania, and then you have them beat them for the titles to reestablish the women's tag division. Other than that, I don't see anything, because Lana and Naomi don't need to, because Naomi needs to be on her own, period.
Yeah.
Lacey, I really don't give a shit about, but she needs to be on her own, because she was good character on SmackDown. On Raw, they fucked her. Charlotte needs to be away from anything title related. I'm over it. But this match.
But then where does that put her? Because then she's gonna always have to be in a title spot.
She needs to feud with Asuka.
Yeah, that works.
Rhea needs to go ahead and be dominant, and then she can beat Charlotte at the end. But Charlotte doesn't need to sniff a title. So, but yeah, next up, KO versus Sami Zayn with Logan Paul for no reason whatsoever.
Literally, he sat ringside. That's all he did.
That's all he did.
Yeah. Now, I will say this about night two. Night two probably had the better pacing, and I think they picked it up from night one with night one's accident or with their delay. Yeah. I think night two picked it up, and it's like everything kind of just seemed to kind of just flow seamlessly. And with this match, this was pretty much your same old Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens match outside of little nods to their feuds here and there, whether it be NXT and then the early stuff on Raw, SmackDown, et cetera. I wanted to care so much for this match, but without there being the story, and because this wasn't a Sasha and Bianca thing where it's like they fucked up the promos and the storyline moving forward to have them have a good match. The reason for this non-existent. The introduction of Logan Paul into this made it even worse, and it's just like exactly. So this match
should have been
basically it felt like everything was just meant to be a precursor for what happened after, just to get that Stone Cold-esque interaction where it's like, oh, who's Stone Cold gonna stun at this WrestleMania? Mm-hmm. That's what it felt like to me, and
it's fair.
It made me not care, and that sucks because Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens deserve so much more, especially with Sami Zayn being like the MVP as far as character-wise of 2020. Yeah. Ever since he came back, he's been on a fucking roll. So, that's all I got for this match. I don't know what y'all have for that one.
I don't want to call it. Logan Paul did take a stunner.
Yes.
That was entertaining to watch. But I don't really know what else to call this match besides a Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens match.
Yeah.
It was a good match. That's what you're always going to get from those two. But like, I just saw Kevin Owens feuding with Roman Reigns for like a while. So I don't know. Let me get acclimated to Kevin Owens fighting somebody else.
Right?
This just screams SmackDown match to me. Like, to be honest.
Yeah. It could have been on TV.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't like Rollins and
Logan
Cesaro.
Paul wouldn't have been there, guys.
Huh?
Logan Paul wouldn't have been there.
That probably would have been better.
Probably.
I probably would have preferred watching it on SmackDown then. But I mean, hey,
imagine had Logan Paul there.
Jeez.
I just don't. We didn't need him there. Even if he got factored in there, he probably it just wasn't necessary. But it is what it is. He was there. He got stunned. Good on them. Crowd loved it. I could care less. But and you know what? That's another thing. I'm glad the crowd was back.
Yes,
because they shit all over the whole Fiend and Randy Orton finish, and I'm glad that we got the fans back because now that we got genuine fans back, they can't
genuine reactions. They can't give themselves cheers. Yeah.
So, and even if they do try, there's going to be some fan that goes online and says, yo, that wasn't the ovation. Happened. Exactly. Exactly. So yeah. But after this was the U.S. Championship, which, Riddle defending his title against Sheamus. This didn't go as long as I thought it was going to go.
No, it did.
Which was weird because a lot of night 2 matches seemed to go a lot shorter. Or they felt like it. But this match is almost kind of like what I expected to get out of it. Hard hitting out of these two. Sheamus showing his experience.
Yes.
Because that was the Irish Curse? Or no, that was the White Noise, right?
The White Noise,
yeah. That he did on the turnbuckle. He slipped, but then caught himself and just decided to do the White Noise on the mat.
That scared the hell out of me.
And then there's a page I follow on IG called WrestleBotch, where he posts a lot of botches hence the name. And he was like, do I really want to call this a botch, considering Sheamus saved both of their lives and recovered it pretty damn well?
Yeah, shit.
Like, honestly, call it a save.
I don't know if Sheamus was supposed to win that match, but it's like after that, it's almost I think so too. But it would have been funny. It was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just take this shit. You know, we got it. But but yeah, it was still a weird decision to go with Sheamus winning that, because I felt like they were trusting Riddle with this to move forward. But
to be perfectly honest with you,
it was supposed to be Keith Lee.
It was supposed to be Keith Lee. That's what I hear to say. It was supposed to be Keith that was supposed to be champion.
So does that mean that when Keith comes back, he's going to feud with Sheamus to get that title?
Possibly.
Huh.
Oh, I wouldn't be mad at that.
And I guess that would make sense, because then if Riddle at this point, because he was feuding with the Hurt Business, so I guess that would make sense for him to kind of transition into going against Bobby for the WWE Championship.
To
lose, of course. Because I definitely don't see them putting the WWE Championship on Riddle this early, if at all. So
and don't forget that he never beat Bobby for the title.
That's true.
He pinned Morrison to get the title.
Because Riddle was the one that was meant to be pinned by Lee in that match.
Well, that makes
which
sense.
was going to help Bobby look strong going in to win the WWE Championship. So yeah. Riddle gets a devastating upside down. Well, he gets a devastating bro kick while he was upside down. To give him a nice.
I watched the replay. He slightly extended the foot, so he did get the kickoff.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah.
It looked like he just kneed him in the face, man.
It's the tip of his boot caught Riddle in the mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he did get the kickoff.
Jeez. Ugh.
Yeah. So, I mean,
that's rough.
I mean, it was a good visual at the end of it.
Yes.
So I did like that. So I think that even if the match didn't go the way that I assumed it was going to go, definitely I love that. I love that visual at the end. Now I did state that that Bianca gave Sasha the whip appeal, and it's fitting that snapback of that hair just ricocheted, because I think that this next match had other plans in mind, but I think when Bianca hit Sasha with that hair whip, it made them reconsider what they were going to do for this next match, just to forgo the racism of it all. And that was the Nigerian drum fight.
You son of a
championship featuring Big E going against
That's
Apollo
terrible.
Crews. I think that snapback hit so bad that everybody backstage was like, yo, we can't do this Black Panther tribal fight gimmick. We need to color up some random drums green with the quickness and take them out there with some kendo sticks, a cymbal, and some tables. Because if we put anything else up there, we all might get the ricochet of that hair whip.
Wait, was there a negative? Like, were people like calling out that with Bianca hitting Sasha?
No. I'm just saying that.
I was about to say, Jesus, like, man, y'all are fucked up, WWE community. Like,
I mean, from what I've been seeing nothing but people being happy that
they didn't go that far.
That no, that people were genuinely happy that Bianca won.
Oh yeah.
Good. Oh yeah.
No, the only reason I'm saying that about the Nigerian drum fight is because there's still no explanation as to what this was supposed to be.
Wait, hold on. Before you go there,
go ahead.
Is it me or am I the one who genuinely gets happy to see Triple H be the proud papa taking his pictures with his former NXT,
yeah,
or his current NXT roster. Like I get
that's
so
always kind of a feel good moment
when I see the Papa H photos.
Oh yeah, that.
Seeing him get the photos with the people at Stand and Deliver, seeing him get photos with Rhea and all of that. It's like, oh, look at the proud Papa.
More of the reason why Trips needs to be heading all this shit. Because he understands, he has that mind for it, man. He knows better than Vince. And that's not to say Vince doesn't know shit, because I've said this before. Look, Vince has brought us a lot of shit, but he has to know at this point that it's time for, no pun intended, an evolution.
Yes.
So look, it is what it is. Eventually.
But the match that. So I don't know if Lip told y'all in the beginning, but we were together. All of us were together, especially for night 2. We were all watching this together at my place, and the jokes that was being made with this match was just top notch.
I appreciate
that. Like we were all just so confused because we was like, what is this match supposed to be? What is supposed to happen? And the jokes that was being made about this match, it was like the only saving grace of this match was the fact that it was Big E and Apollo Crews.
Oh, they did their thing in this match. I will not take that away from them. Like, I wish that this was just a regular no DQ match, because it would have made sense for the feud. For the feud and the finish, for that matter.
Yes.
Like, you did not need the Nigerian drum fight gimmick, because all this was a no DQ match with drums.
There was not one drum used, and I was not satisfied. Drum was banged.
Which my wife did point out, not a single drum was used.
How you have a Nigerian drum fight and not use one single drum?
Not one
drum.
But we've said this before. We said up during this whole feud, we've stated that if Apollo did not win this match was all for naught, and it would have been stupid. One of the main reasons why I felt that that match at Fastlane should never have happened. Should have easily just waited and just built the feud up to this point, because it would have made more sense. But Apollo does win. He did.
I will say this. From what I've been seeing, because you just about to get ready I think you're about to get ready to say it.
Oh, I'm proud. Yeah.
Not too many people was happy that Dabba-Kato.
Yeah, that's
the
where
reason why Apollo won.
That's where part of my confusion comes into play as well. Outside of his attire, because his attire showed me the nonsensical thinking that went into the Nigerian drum fight decision. Is that you're really about to take this to that level, and you're about to have Apollo as like this Nigerian warlord, where he has all these people like his Nigerian army, because Dabba-Kato had no reason and no business wearing any of that. He could have came out in his own garb or whatever, been perfectly fine.
Do you think Vince still thinks that they do that?
Vince wants a foreign heel.
Yes,
but this bad. This bad though.
Yep.
I mean, he doesn't have anybody else at this point. Like, there's honestly really nobody else that would even fit that.
Stop making Seth Rollins a heel then, and just like he could have made Seth Rollins a face out of this whole Cesaro thing.
I mean, think about it with the shit with Roman. Roman is borderline going there. Had luckily Samoans are from America, because it's all like Hawaii and shit is all here. Yes. It's all part of America.
Man, watch that be the real reason why Vince is like, yeah, be proud of your heritage so I can make you a fucking heel.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, think about how he had Rocky Maivia come out at Survivor Series.
Yep.
So, I mean, but yeah, I mean, the right man went over on this, but the finish was just weird as a visual. Because look, Dabba-Kato, do yourself a favor, man.
I don't even know.
Don't wear that shit no more.
So Dabba-Kato, I forgot what his original name was, but he originally debuted it in the Greatest Royal Rumble, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay.
He debuted in the
that jacket?
Huh?
You say he debuted
in that jacket?
Attire? No, not the attire. I'm talking about just Dabba-Kato, period.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
He had debuted, I think, in the Greatest Royal Rumble, and he was one of the ones that he was signed to NXT, but he was never on NXT TV. He was doing like a lot of the NXT house shows they do around Florida. So he was doing a lot of practice there. And if I remember correctly, I think he did debut in the Greatest Royal Rumble, which I think Strowman had won that, if I'm mistaken. And what happened was that he kind of just disappeared until they started doing Raw Underground. And when they did Raw Underground,
that's when he came back.
He was like the boss battle of Raw Underground.
The boss battle?
Yeah, he was like the boss battle of Raw Underground. And then eventually Strowman came over and was like, I want to challenge your boy who's been quote unquote running Raw Underground. And they had a match or whatever on Raw Underground, which Strowman ended up winning. That I think like a week after that, Raw Underground got disbanded.
Gotcha.
So he's been off TV since Raw Underground went bye-bye.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm guessing that they're really gonna have Apollo build his Nigerian faction.
I guess so.
I'm assuming because I mean, of course, Dabba-Kato's name is not Dabba-Kato anymore. It's Commander Aziz.
Wait, what is it now?
Wait, seriously?
Commander Aziz.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was looking on here, so it turns out
hard into this.
Well, this one of the reasons why I think that this is what this direction they're taking, because it turns out that he actually is half Nigerian.
Oh shit!
His mother's Poland his mother's Polish, and his father's Nigerian.
Huh. So at least the actual factuals are correct.
Yeah. So I mean, it makes sense, but that's still like this foreign hill shit.
Yeah. Vince loves foreign hills.
So we'll have to see what happens on the SmackDown after Mania to see what happens there. But next up was something I wish could have been better, but I'm also not surprised, and that was the Raw Women's Championship match between Asuka and Rhea Ripley. Part of this was almost set up for failure from the beginning because lack of story, lack of direction, with the buildup of Asuka not basically doing anything with their championship and being implemented in stupid shit with the tag team with Charlotte and all this other stuff and not getting her justice. And
you mentioned it yesterday. That's why I hated that whole vignette, because they made that vignette look like Charlotte was. I'm not Charlotte. Sorry, they made that vignette look like Asuka was just running roughshot.
Yeah,
and it's like no. She was not. She has not been for a while.
She has not been winning. But that's pretty bad when you got to use like some old NXT footage to show like how Asuka's been doing.
Yeah, but I mean they use that, but then they also use anytime that she was somewhat dominant on Raw. So they just basically piece together certain things here and there. Like it's not like they took like.
So they lied to us.
Exactly.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, but Asuka though. Like, I mean, I don't know. It might be the clothes. It might just be the way she rocks them. But
I've been having a crush on Asuka ever since Asuka debuted.
Okay, cool. Okay, so it ain't just me. All right.
No.
Yeah, she did a lot more seductive stuff in NXT. Like it was way subtle.
So like she's toned it down, like the whole mask bite and all that shit and little winks she's done. Yeah.
No, I've been having a crush on her since NXT.
Like, oh man, I had to go back and watch the matches of her at NXT, and I was just like, Asuka.
I mean that'll be your best bet to basically keep the real Asuka in your mind. So this her dominant. Same thing with Shayna Baszler. just the dominance. This match, of course, I wanted more out of it. Didn't get that. But that's only because of the way everything was set up. The right woman went over, obviously, and that's how I feel, because I think that this needs to usher in a new direction for the women's division on both brands, and it's necessary. And I think, and I've been saying this for the past few weeks anyway, they need to take Asuka off the TV for a little bit just to get that bad taste off the palate completely.
Yeah,
and then just have her come back and then just like dominate. Look, this will be the only time I'm like, yo, if you want to put her with Io and form a tag team just for now, I'm fine with.
Okay.
But that's
but only because Io is like fresh to the show.
Exactly. And
like no more Kabuki Warrior bullshit.
Yeah, none of that. We don't need Paige. I mean, we need Paige, but we don't need Paige in that regard.
Yes.
So, but yeah,
I mean, yeah.
Rhea goes over.
Now to the people here, I said something after this match that I guess was a bit controversial. And I will put it on record to just let it be known. I'm not the biggest Rhea Ripley fan.
That's a little controversial.
We're gonna get Scoot's hate list of all the wrestlers he can care less for.
I'm gonna tell Cornette on you, man.
Oh shit! That's you and Cornette don't agree on that.
That's fine.
Oh man.
But yeah, I'm not the biggest. And I've been trying to figure out what it is. Like even when she came back as the Nightmare and she changed up her whole style and gimmick and everything, it was like I don't know what it is. Like I don't know. I don't know if the fact is the way they pushing her. I don't know what, but I'm not the biggest Rhea supporter.
It's not your fault. It's specifically main roster's fault, because if you look back, think about NXT UK. NXT UK, when she was champ, perfect. They built her perfectly fine. No issue whatsoever. When she went on to NXT US, she was still perfectly fine. Had her feuds here and there. And then they start building her up to go against Shayna. Not a problem. Now, I know Scoot, I know you hated her beating Shayna.
Yes.
But that still wasn't a problem. No. Mainly because Shayna was going, like Shayna pretty much had ran through the roster. Now, granted, Shayna should have lost to Bianca, and that should have ushered in where Bianca would feud with Rhea from that point, but they didn't do that. So they gave Bianca's win to Rhea. And I think that probably started to trickle down. I think that's where it really started, because then from that point on, you give away Bianca's deserved win to someone else, only for that someone else to lose that same title to Charlotte. And then that started the downtrend of Rhea. And from that point, that's where you pretty much have her going into obscurity, and then losing to Raquel, which I'm pretty sure you're happy about. And then going to main roster to being thrusted into a championship match where she hadn't even been on the main roster like that. So
she got catapulted like freaking Ronda Rousey, man. I'm not trying to shit on Rhea here, but damn, she was just handed a championship.
And then not only a championship, but at WrestleMania, though.
I know.
It wasn't like, yo, I want a title shot. No, I want a title shot at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like, damn. Like.
Well, I mean, let's be fair. Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley were just thrown into title shots.
Not Bianca.
I mean, Bianca had a longer. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Bianca did have a longer stretch.
Don't forget, Bianca had been there almost a whole year. She just wasn't used on TV.
Oh shit!
Yeah, she had the feud with Bayley.
Yeah, she did. Where she was like, why was she carrying Otis again?
It was a little obstacle course Bayley had.
Okay.
But yeah, remember
Bianca's been around us. Yeah, Bianca had to be around a year before she got this.
Yeah.
So yeah, that but we'll
it's good to see NXT people coming up, getting strong.
Yeah. Now we'll see how long that shit lasts. Because Vince is known to shit on all of former NXT guys and gals. So
I'm side-eyeing you right now, Vince. Better chill the fuck out, man.
Which is the weirdest thing, because the only NXT person he's truly high on is Charlotte.
Oh, I thought it was going to be Karrion Kross.
Which even that has an asterisk to it, because I mean, with Charlotte being a Flair, I really can't say, oh yeah, she's NXT. I think that they just put her there because to show everybody, hey, she's not being thrusted. She's in a developmental, but she will be going there. You
think The Rock's daughter is going to get the same treatment?
No, because she would have been on TV already, and Simone's been in developmental for a minute without having any TV time.
Yes.
So
damn. Wait, what's her name? Or what is her ring name? Samoa?
No, Simone.
Yeah.
Simone. Okay, I was like, what?
That'd be weird if it was Samoa.
That's right. I would have been like, huh. All right.
But going from one Samoan to another, the main event being the triple threat match for the Universal Championship, featuring none other than defending champ Roman Reigns versus Edge and Daniel Bryan.
I had my reserves for this.
I enjoyed every bit of it
because the storyline got a little muddled in the beginning. But boy, not to take from NXT, they stand and delivered on this.
Yes, absolutely. And so of course I had my reserves when Edge chose Roman, because I was thinking, Edge needs to choose McIntyre. I was saying that for the longest, and I was saying that somebody else, or Daniel Bryan, needs to be the one that challenges Reigns. But with the development and the way that they kind of just progressed this story, they hooked me and they caught me along the way, and I was in for it, especially with the promo work from all three, Roman included, because we never really got this promo work from Roman previously, except for until he turned heel. And his lasting promo on SmackDown before WrestleMania was the one that got me, was like, yo, they would be perfectly fine with keeping the title on him. And when after that, I was all in for, I was like, they need, with fans in attendance, he needs to be the one that moves forward with the title to keep this heel run going, because he's a lot stronger with the title than without it. And it makes more sense for him to have it rather than it being Daniel Bryan or Edge. Now, granted, Edge winning the title, it will be a good, nice little homecoming. Go to WrestleMania after winning the Royal Rumble, get the title. You get to relive your shit and then probably go off into the sunset, leaving on your terms. But you have ample opportunity. What happened with that,
because they did. Oh, my bad. I wonder what happened with that, because it was making it seem like Edge was supposed to win that title.
True. I think that he probably was supposed to win, and they changed things along the way, because I think, and of course I'm just completely speculating, but I think that what it is, I think Edge may want to prove to everybody else that he's not a part-timer, and that he wants to show that he's there for the long run, at least until he's ready to give it all up. And then at that moment, then he'll win the title at some point in time. But I don't even think he needs it. Reigns does not need to lose that title until it's like really somebody deserve it, or at least until his whole stable is established, because just him with Jay and Paul Heyman, there's no reason for him to lose that title right now.
I can see that too.
So yeah, let's get Jimmy back finally, and get the tag titles on the Usos, have them looking strong as a unit.
Hashtag where is Jimmy?
Possibly have Bianca join that faction, because I think, Scoot, you said it before that Bianca was talking to Paul Heyman.
Yeah,
about Joy. So I mean, hey, but
she said in the interview that she wouldn't mind.
Yeah. So see, there you go. But I think this match in itself was very good. I think everybody got their spots in. Bryan and Edge both look strong throughout this entire match, and Roman pretty much doing the job as far as selling because him being in that double submission and then having Edge and Daniel Bryan kind of put their egos back into place and almost forget about Roman completely. Just a feud with each other, which I'm glad. And then just the first, before I even get to the finish, Roman's character work as a heel to the fans was perfect.
Yes.
It was on point throughout. It's like this felt completely organic as it should. Like basically telling everybody in the back, yo, Roman should have been a heel a long time ago. So yeah, and damn, I'm glad the fans are back. But the cherry on top, Roman not just pinning Daniel or Edge, but pinning both of them.
The disrespect.
Perfect heel work.
Yes.
Perfect finish. I'm glad that Edge and Daniel Bryan's egos, as far as performers, didn't get the best of them, because somebody of, let's say, Shawn Michaels' caliber wouldn't have done that at all.
No.
Like
not
this,
to get pinned by both. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And this goes to show the camaraderie that the locker room now of today has, and it's almost like telling Taker, "Hey, we have more respect for each other than y'all did back in the day. Like y'all have respect for what y'all did in the ring as far as like work, but we understand the overall story and what they're trying to do as far as for each character and where they're trying to go." I think that speaks volumes to what to contrast what Taker was saying in his interview as far as like how everybody's soft now. I just think everybody now works as a cohesive unit for the overall company and the overall storyline moving forward. Because
not only that, but if you look at Taker's day, Taker's time in WWE, especially like in the 90s and 2000s, the biggest issue, it sounds like, is everybody thought that they was going to be the guy. Yeah. And when you really truly look at WWF and WWE, we know that wasn't going to be the case. True. Like we knew, we knew fucking Val Venus was never going to be world champion, or we never knew we knew during the Attitude Era, Taker, Austin, Mankind, Rock, Trips, Kane, because of the way Kane came in. We knew, and then eventually Kurt, eventually Brock. Like Eddie Guerrero got lucky. Yeah. Rey Mysterio got lucky. Yes. Chris Benoit got lucky. Yes. Like these guys got lucky that they were able to be in the spotlight, and that was mainly because of
Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman, and also the brand switch. The fact that the brand split. But like people like Edge, all these we knew Randy Orton was going to be something. We knew John Cena was going to be something. The problem was that everybody was trying to protect a spot that in the end it was like you wasn't really gonna be the guy. Like you really wasn't gonna be the one that the company was gonna put their faith in. Let's just be honest here. True. So
that might be the problem with that might be the problem, or maybe like you're saying, just to support what you're saying, but I mean that might be the problem, is that now everybody thinks that they can be the guy.
And so now,
that's not necessarily a bad thing. Same time though.
But the problem is that when because most of these stories you hear back then of, oh, somebody didn't want a job to the other guy, so they took their ball and went home. Or Shawn Michaels, being Shawn Michaels, didn't want Vader to be champion, or so it's like nowadays it's like anybody now can be the guy. Yeah. If you build a superstar up in a way, anybody can be the guy. Hell, look at what they did with Kofi Kingston. Yes. They made Kofi the guy, but unfortunately they jobbed him to Brock Lesnar. which that still does not sit well with me 2 years later. But anybody can be the guy. I mean, hell, they even made Jinder Mahal the guy.
Which that was for a they did that to
we know
sustain
why
a certain narrative. Yeah,
we know why they did it, but still, he was still the guy, and he beat Randy Orton like 3 times.
That's true.
So anybody can be the guy today if they do it right. The issue was back then, we knew you was not going to be the guy. Like, like Hardcore Holly wasn't going to be the guy. Viscera, Midian, whomever you can think of who was like the strong mid carders, y'all wasn't going to be the guy.
Yeah.
And then the people who was already at the top. So, I mean, you got to think about it. If you were already at the top, like for instance, let's take Undertaker, like back in his day. There was no way Undertaker was now going to become a true mid-carder. Or Undertaker wasn't going to now go from world title to being European champion.
True.
You were going to stay on top in some way, even if you weren't surrounded by the title. You was going to have a top-notch feud. Like, you wasn't just not going to be used like The Rock. The Rock was going to be The Rock. Stone Cold was going to be Stone. It wasn't like, oh, well, Stone Cold, since you lost the title, now you got to start feuding with the openers. Now you got to start feuding with Sean Stasiak or something. Like, not to slight Sean Stasiak or nothing, but I'm just saying, we knew your position was locked and secure. Like, you wasn't going to lose your position.
Yeah. So
now that the selfishness, I guess, is now gone out of the wrestling business, we get to see different things, and we get to see different matchups and better matchups and things like that.
True. I mean,
and then Finn Balor tells you to wait your turn, feller.
Yeah, but he says that to be like, you know what? Hey, wait your turn, because I'm going to get you in a second. I'm going to take care of these 3 people first, and then I'm whoop your ass, and then you'll have your turn. You can go to the back of the line.
I mean, because honestly, look at the guys who are in the business today. I'm just mainly speaking of WWE. Mm-hmm. Look at the guys who are in the business today. The only ones Vince would have liked would have been Karrion Kross,
true,
Bobby Lashley,
mm-hmm.
Roman Reigns, Drew Mack, especially since Drew put on the muscle, Sheamus, of course Orton, because he's already a legacy actor and he's still been there. But most of the guys today would have not had a chance back in the Attitude, Ruthless Aggression area. Like, they would have just been, like, they might have been on the card, but they wouldn't have been showcased the way that they should have been. Like, Seth Rollins wouldn't have been the guy back then.
Nope. He would have been straight mid-carder.
Yeah.
Unless it would have been one of those situations to where we'll go ahead and give Seth a chance. We gave Rey Mysterio a chance. We gave such and such a chance. I mean, come on. They put the belt on Great Khali.
Nonsensical is what that is.
Like,
still.
All because Great Khali stood 7 foot. They put the belt on Great Khali. So, there were some guys who was going to be the guy.
Yeah.
Look, they put the belt on Leon Ruff, okay?
They put the belt on Leon Ruff? That would have never happened.
It would no. I mean, it would have happened with the light heavyweight championship or the cruiserweight title. But
I don't think then.
But I mean, I'm just glad that we're in a time now where people are getting deserving chances for their merit and not just based on the aesthetics of what they have.
You think Kenny Omega would have been a WWE guy?
No, I mean, he tried.
No, I mean,
when he was in OVW.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It didn't go that way. But he saw the lay of the land, and he got out when he already
on his own terms. Yeah,
because he knew what was going down. So at that point, he was smart. He made the best decision at that time. Now nowadays, because they want him now.
Oh yeah, dude, they're willing to throw any money at him.
Yeah. So, but that's another problem with WWE as far as not letting the superstars be who they are. But that's a topic for another day. Roman goes over, looks strong as a tribal chief. I love it. Waiting to see what they do now and who his challengers are going to be on SmackDown moving forward.
Yes.
Waiting for him to talk more shit on SmackDown because his promo work just continues to get better and better and better. So yeah, now it's going to be good and weird to see two heel factions form at the same time, both with Apollo's new faction now and with Roman doing the tribal chief thing. So
I really wish they would have had. I really wish they would have attached Apollo to Roman and Heyman like they made it seem like they was going to do at first. But I guess they went ahead and decided against it.
I mean, it could have been. I don't know how that would have looked, but I mean, I wouldn't have been mad at it
because they were trying to establish it at first.
Yeah,
almost, but then I guess they went to ultimately just we're gonna go this route, I guess.
Yeah, but we'll still have to see. I do want to get lasting thoughts on the overall showcase of WrestleMania 37. I'm gonna start with you, Scoot.
I would say I thoroughly enjoyed it. There was more ups than there were downs. There were more ups and downs. I can see a future in all of this as far as what it could be, but of course, you know, my painting might look different in different people's eyes because you know Vince McMahon, of course, is the ultimate
deciding factor,
puppet master, deciding factor at the end of the day. I mean, who's to say that fucking Drew McIntyre could win the belt tonight? For all we know. Yeah. But yeah, like I mean, I would probably say my biggest negative of everything with WrestleMania, and I would probably say the one thing I hated was the Fiend did not get revenge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And any revenge he gets now will be useless because it's like he didn't get it on the biggest stage. So what does it matter now if he gets his revenge? But like I said, ultimately I enjoyed WrestleMania. Of course, my match of both nights would still be Bianca and Sasha. And then the triple threat. Basically, SmackDown showed out. Let's just say that. SmackDown showed out.
Yeah, they really did.
Bad Bunny Bad Bunny almost gave me Pat McAfee levels of shock. The fact that it was like, oh shit. Okay, Bad Bunny was actually really doing stuff. Yeah. So he almost gave me Pat McAfee levels of shock. I would definitely probably say the Bad Bunny Priest versus Miz and Morrison was definitely a sleeper for me. And the New Day versus AJ and Almost was a sleeper.
Okay.
And of course, Seth and Cesaro. But yeah, so like I said, overall, I thought it was a pretty good WrestleMania.
For sure. Jaeger.
I'm just excited to see what's going to happen next.
True that. Absolutely. But we will see that shit tonight. Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of.
On the Monday.
Your closing thoughts.
No, I'm going to keep that. I'm going to be like, look here, you little Hulkamaniacs. The Hulkster here was really, really, really edgy and against being next to that guy, Titus O'Neil. That really scared the fuck out of me. Anyway, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put those words in his mouth. Lasting thoughts. Sleeper for me, or the biggest sleeper, I guess, was was the Seth Rollins and Cesaro match. Bad Bunny was a surprise, but my thoughts were he's going to be either really good or really shit. There was going to be no middle ground.
This is like no gray area.
You know what? I kind of feel that. I do feel that.
So I'm glad it was the former rather than the latter. Favorite match? Yeah, it's got to go to Sasha and Bianca. Okay. I'm seeing somewhere throughout the interwebs some hate for this match, and I'm just trying to figure out where they watched a different match that was called Sasha versus Bianca, because right. I don't understand it. It's like just even the way Sasha's look changed as the match went on, just because it just got more roughed. It got more roughed up. It got more like stressed out. It showed like, okay, Sasha thought this match might have been like a little easy go round, and now like you can see it on her that she's like getting agitated, getting mad that this match is not over yet.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The story that match told overall, beautifully done.
Absolutely.
This might have been the first WrestleMania to me, if not first in a little bit, where I saw more than one match where I was like, why the fuck is this happening? That being the two matches of the women's gauntlet tag or whatever the hell that was.
The tag turmoil, yeah.
Sure. And Shane and Strowman's match. Like this is also the first WrestleMania, or one of the first WrestleManias where I've ever had to fast forward or felt the need to fast forward through shit.
Huh.
Right. I as much as I really wanted to watch Strowman and Shane, I only fast forwarded to like the last 5 minutes, which was right when Shane was climbing down. I'm like, oh no shit, he wins, and then he started like sticking his arm through the cage, and I was just like, oh, he loses. Like, all right, cool. However, I agree with you there, Lip. Two of the best spots from WrestleMania is seeing a cage get torn open, and then, of course, seeing Shane McMahon being thrown from anywhere higher than 10 feet.
True.
But Mr. Deasley, how did you?
Hold on. Before Mr. Deasley go.
Oh.
I forgot the worst moment of WrestleMania was seeing the Bella Twins beat up Bayley.
I wiped that from my memory. I got a neuralizer in the drawer over there, so
you might have to re-neuralize because I think I thought about that.
Shame.
Absolute shame.
All right, Mr. Deasley, what you got?
Simple. Night one was better than night two, just as far as an overall.
I've seen a poll, and most of the people have been saying that.
And I mean that's mainly because I think it's due to the fact that Bianca had a WrestleMania moment. Like that's not to say nobody else had one, but I mean when you think of a lasting, like going off the air feel,
yeah,
that's what it gave me, and I think night one needed that to be the best of the two nights, and I think that's what made it. Because it gave you that feel good. If it wasn't for Edge winning the Royal Rumble, then this could have easily swapped and been the main event. If it hadn't been for Roman, Edge, and Daniel Bryan, Sasha and Bianca could have easily taken the full night two main event and gone off the air like that. Yeah. Of course, I share your sentiment, Scoot, with the whole Fiend thing. This was something that could have easily been booked the way that it needed to be booked, but they decided to forego all of that to do some nonsensical shit, and I'm still pissed off about it.
Because you know what? Well, hold on, because I think Jaeger said it best. It could have been a situation when Bliss had shown up like that. Orton could have tried to get up, hit the RKO or something. Fiend reversed it into the Sister Abigail and be like, "Hold on, Bliss, let me get back to him right quick." Then stared her down and been like all lovingly like he was staring into her. But the fact that, one RKO put out the Fiend and it was like, excuse me?
Exactly. Especially, and I will not stop highlighting this, Seth Rollins stomped that man's head in like 53 times and then threw all the weapons on it.
Yeah, and again, that's my issue. But outside of that, the other issue that I have that's probably just about as more detrimental, if not the same, and that's the fact that Bayley should have had something to do on this show outside of everything that they decided to put in this. Strowman and Shane, Sami Zayn, Owens, and Paul Logan shit. A lot of this shit could have been completely abolished to put Bayley in a situation. Hell, you could have put her in a match against Carmella. If you wanted to put her in a face match, you could have did an interpromotional match between her and hell, Charlotte or fucking Naomi, somebody. But you cannot, after all the work that Bayley and Sasha did in 2020, you cannot sit there and not give her something for this WrestleMania. It's a disservice. Period.
It was very much a disservice.
So that's what I'll leave my closing thoughts on that, because that's all that needs to be said on my end. But we will not leave you beautiful people without knowing where the fuck to find us. So Scoot, let the beautiful people know where they can find you, and let the bastards of the IWC know where they can catch all of the smoke.
www.hoganshouldn'thavebeen WrestleManiahost.com. If you disagree with me, you can. I'm not gonna say that on. I'm not gonna say it on this platform, but it has something to do with what DX used to say. ScooterRay on IG. That's where you can.
Says hi.
What's happening? ScooterRay on IG. Of course, that's where you can find me and bring said smoke my way. And if you got an issue with what I said about me not liking Rhea Ripley, you can tell me about it. And
I think Loki was trying to give you the paw on that one.
I could put all of y'all salty tears in a cup and I can drink them.
Whoa!
I don't give a fuck.
That's some Cartman level shit, man.
So I don't care. But yeah, and if you want to catch me gaming, you can always catch me with the ninjas, the less than stealthy ninjas. Shouts out to Boss, Aranya, and Xerxes. We usually stream Fridays and Saturdays. And, we might sprinkle streams in here every now and then, but usually Friday and Saturdays. Especially on Fridays, usually when all four of us together, we usually do our ninja banter where we just talk about random shit. So always come and be a part of that. So that's where you can find me at on these interwebs. But once again, the ScooterRay on IG. If you want to talk this Russell talk.
Bam bam. Jaeger, let everybody, especially the ladies of the IWC, know where they can find and contact you.
Well, ladies, if you wanna, I don't know about me, because I don't think I think I just got the voice thing going for me. I think I got a face for radio. But if you want to talk to this guy right here, this is Loki. He is at the same social medias as I am. So if you want to talk to him, you gotta talk to me. He's got a wait list. He'll get back to you in time. He does videos. It's called Only Pause. If you have questions, which I mean, after hearing that promo I just did for my dog, I would too. You can go to. It's almost there, but you can go to Hamza Winning, right there on the Twitch, the IGs, the Twitters. I'm not sure about the Twitters, but I'm here in some form or fashion. You want a game? You want a game with me? Game with Loki? Ask me questions about Loki. Okay, fine. Don't ask me questions about Loki. Ask him questions about him. That's going to be at the Jaeger Bombastic. It's right there in the name. Whoop, that way. Yo, chill. It's always a camera. I swear. Anyways, Mr. Deasley. If I was a man that was looking for you, and I mean not like a man that's like looking for men, but if if I was a fan, maybe even a stan, where can I find you?
Well, it's real simple. IG, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok.
Oh,
Lip Diesley or Lip Dizzle, if you really want to get politically correct with it. But of course, if you need that positivity in your life at the same time, IG, Twitter, TikTok, Lifestyle 1UP at most of your podcast listening platforms. So do yourself a favor. Listen to us, get the positivity in your life. Well, listen to us, get the smoke from Scoot, then get the positivity in your life to mend the wound.
See, it works in a triangle. It works in a triangle. So Scoot's gonna give you the realness with the positivity. I'm gonna be your shoulder to cry on because he's gonna hurt some feelings. And then when you're ready to move on with your life, you go to Mr. Diesley up here, and he's gonna get you pointed in the right direction.
There you go. Right. But of course, we'll have to see what happens on Raw. This is the only time I'll advise anybody to watch Raw because it's the Monday after WrestleMania. You may get some surprises, you may get some shocking things that happen, but you probably will get some goddamn answers as to what happened on WrestleMania. But until then, you can always catch us.
Hold on. Don't put it in. Don't forget, people out there, starting this week, NXT is on Tuesday.
Yes.
And AEW is on Wednesday.
Yeah, we're gonna figure out how to work that. We may still be giving you both reviews on Thursday, but we'll have to see. We may mix it up. I don't know, but
that works.
We'll figure this shit out. But hey, be ready for some surprises. But until you see and hear these voices and beautiful faces, until next time, a nice too sweet. Ba bam ba bam ba bam ba bam. And until next time, you beautiful mother effers, tag